This is how we do the owl, the giant owl statue at Archarbor, whatever it's called. So when you have a map or a mood or whatever that shows you Archarbor here, you're gonna fast travel to it. Okay, when you're here, you see that there are 3 little islands that are kind of sticking out of the main circle here. Each one of these islands has a bust on it, and I'm gonna show you that that is the first part of what you have to do. You don't have to do it in this order, but we also have to disable the security node right here. And we need this disabled because this is going to open a hole in the floor that we're going to have to go to for the 4th and final bust. So we can't go there yet, but what we want to do is this bust right here, each one of those islands I just showed you, each 3 of them, has a bust that needs to be facing the center tower. So we want to go to each one of these, get it facing the center tower. And then once we do that, we can go into that hole in the floor that I unlocked with the security bust. And by the way, I see that there's also a security bust here. The hole in the floor is specifically the one that I showed you. I have not checked if each one of these holes in the floor has a bust that will work individually, but really just do the one that I showed you on the main island that we were just on, because I know for a fact that works. We do that constantly. But we're going to hit the final bust. It's here on this island. Just over here. Again, all we're doing is turning this to the center island. And then that is going to unlock... or it's going to allow us to do the bust thing at the bottom. So here we go. To the main place. And I do have tips for when you're doing... the under part. The part 2 of this. So here we are. We're going to travel down here. We're going to just walk around the edge, and we have this. So we're going to activate that. This is going to spin on its own, and it's going to face there. Now, if you look at that door that I'm spotting right there, that's going to start to drop. Like, there it goes. It's starting to drop. So now we can get inside of there. Now that we can get inside of there, this is where the fun stuff happens. And I have some tips to make this a lot easier for y'all, so that when you're doing this puzzle, you can get it done faster. Alright, so tip number 1 is that this is the center. Think of this as the middle. And the middle has 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right of it, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left of it. Obviously, most of you can tell that these reflect, you know, what we're supposed to change these symbols to. Is whatever says it on the center. However, this is a little tip that I've noticed. I don't know if this is fact or just coincidence, but I've done this a few dozen times, and I've already noticed that the ones that are covered here, these 4 that are covered, always tend to be the 4 closest to the center. So the 2 on the right and the 2 on the left. So I typically just go and set these right away. Once I get everything else set up, I'll set these first, and then I'll mess around with the ones on the end. Or you could do the ones on the end first and then work in the middle. Either way, it just makes it easier to kind of know that, if that actually is fact. So here's the first thing. I'm just going to shoot this to kind of uncover that. Which actually wasn't that. It's supposed to go to this. Let's just go to this. Ignore the first shooting thing. We do have a shooting thing. Whatever. The vines wrapped up. We're going to take this. And we're just going to fill these in areas that they're supposed to go. So you'll see me do them right here. So that's one area that's supposed to go. For this, we're just going to shoot the top of that. So that falls out. Grab this, drag it over here, and throw it in there. All right, now that those are in there, we're going to get this one, which I just shoot there. For this one, we got to shoot that, which unlocks that, and then we throw it in there. And then the last one is really simple. This, we just shoot that, catch it before it rolls off the edge, because I don't know if we'll be able to get it back. I haven't noticed them respawning, so be quick about it. And then grab that, or throw that one in there. Now we have all 8 set up and ready to go. So, first thing I'm going to do is, I've done this a lot, and you can tell every one of these, you'll be able to memorize them. They're all slightly different, so you'll be able to tell. So I can kind of stare at this and know what I'm looking at for the most part. But all I'm really going to do is just focus on this one at a time. I'm going to look for things that I know should be it. So it's not any of them right there. This gets easier the more you get through it. That's not one of them either. That might be one of them, so I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna go to the next one here. We have an M, which I don't believe is one of the ones we're looking for. We have that, which is, and I can tell that one is that one right there. So this one, I don't think we need that. That maybe? No, it's not that one, I don't think. Unless shimmery light really makes it difficult to tell. No, that's not it. I think that's an O with a line in the middle of it. Yeah, there it is. So we're gonna keep that one. And this, what is this supposed to be? So we have this one, we have that one, we have potentially that one. We just have that, so probably the symbol we're looking for on this. I don't know if that's gonna be it. It's not. It looks like it's actually the X. And there's the X. Okay. So now we're gonna do these other ones here. And there's not necessarily a particular order. You're really just guessing every time. So that's not one of them. That is not one of them. That's not one of them. That is one of them. This one, that's one of them. All right, that side done. And then for this, that I think is that's one of them. And then this should do it. Can we find the right one here? That wasn't it. All right, it's my team. And there it is. That is how you do the owl puzzle. Hopefully you found this helpful. Like and subscribe.